this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and today we are going to make this really cute Peace and Love Christmas tree card. And this one's really easy. So we're getting close to that time where we're sending out cards and you need something fast and maybe a lot of them. And this is great because there's no die cutting in it. So let's go ahead and start. What we're going to use is we're going to use Shine Bright for the Christmas tree, and Dashing Deer for the flower, and also the little flower, and Lots of Cheer for Joyful Season, and the Peace and Love from So Many Stars. So those are the stamps. And then the paper is going to be Night of Navy and Shimmer White. And then the ink we're going to use is Night of Navy and VERSAMARK. We're going to be using the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels, also the Star Designer Element, and I'll use some tools on the way that I'll show you. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, our base is Night of Navy, and it's going to be the 5.5 by 8.5, score and fold and all that other good stuff. And we're going to start actually inside the card. So inside the card, we have got a 5.25 by 4 in Shimmer White, the 5 by 3.75 in blue, and in the Shimmer White again is 4.5 by 3.25. And this is just super simple. So we're just going to go ahead and snail it up and affix it to the card like so. And then we're going to go ahead and put the white on as well. Affix it to the card right there in the middle. Then we're going to take our Night of Navy ink, and be careful when you open and close your inks, because that's the time where you put your fingers in it. So just be careful of that. And then Joyful Season, we're going to stamp that up. And we're just going to put that right here. I'm not even using my Stamparatus for this one. That's how easy this card is. And then, of course, the flower from Dashing Deer. And we're going to put a flower here. And a flower here. And then put these to the side. And make sure you close up your box, because if you leave a box open like this, you're just going to put your project in it or your fingers in it or something in it, and it's going to make a mess. So always close these up. It also keeps them from drying out. So and now we're done with the Night of Navy, so we can really put it to the side. And then we're going to take a couple of the red holiday rhinestones and put it on, oopsies, put it on the flower. We'll get rid of that one. Right like that. And right like that. Boom. And then take our card base, snail it up, put it in the middle, and the inside is done. So that's the inside, and now the outside. So we've got these dimensions here. So this is the 1.75 by 5.25. Go ahead and snail it up. Fix it to the card. So if you're doing an assembly line of a bunch of cards, go ahead and cut all your papers first, and then do the insides first, put them to the side, and then do the outsides in sequential order, like do all your embossing and everything at the same time. So it'll just go quick. I made a whole bunch in like no time. So, and then we're going to take the 3 by 4 in the white and the 2.75 by 3.75 in the Night of Navy, and snail that up and affix it to the card. And then the next thing you're going to do is we're going to do this piece first. So if you notice, this flower is put off to the left side because this is in the middle here. So we're going to go ahead and I've got my VERSAMARK, my embossing buddy. This is crucial. Don't forget to powder your paper. If you don't, you might as well just stop and throw the piece of paper away, because this white powder can get on other things. It'll look smudgy. So I always keep my embossing buddy in my little tray. I like using a tray rather than a coffee filter or a piece of paper. Just, I mean, for anything else, just a place for my embossing buddy to live so I don't forget, because I totally will. So we're going to take the flower from Dashing Deer, this long flower here on the side, and open up our VERSAMARK and get that nice and wet. And we're going to take it and put it on the left side in the middle, right here. Give it a good amount of pressure without rocking it or anything. Bunk, that looks good. You can see that. And then we're going to take, oh, and I was making cards before, so I had, or, you know, we just made the inside of the card, so we got to clean off the little flower. This is the chamois, and I know it looks gross, but this is actually clean. It does get stained, but look at how well it cleans. So the chamois are great, and then the little CD cases you can also buy with Stampin' Up, and these are awesome. And we're going to go ahead and emboss that up like that and like that, and then take our white stamping embossing powder. And this stuff, you really need to make sure you have it on completely. Sometimes it doesn't like to stick too well. I even put on another coat just to be good, because it is a little tricky. Some embossing powders act differently, and this is definitely one that does. So just get it on there really, really, really good, and flick off the excess just so you get everything to stick. And I'm going to put this to the side, and I do have my heating tool off to the side. You're going to hear it there. And it's really good to heat up your tool for a couple minutes, or, you know, like 30 seconds before you start using it. And then we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to take your pick tool and hold it down and watch it emboss. And really hold it down there, not too close, not too far. You can see it turning, and then pull away and look, because like I said, this white embossing powder can be a little tricky. Looks like I got everything, so I'm going to put that back, turn it off for a second. I don't know if you can hear them, but my dogs are fighting in the back. Well, they're playing. So we're going to go ahead and take this, snail it up. Nice of the puppies to have a good time while I'm shooting a video. So I'll put it on like that. And the reason why I did that is because I want to see how far away I want to put peace and love. So you can go like this and kind of measure it up. But I'm going to go ahead and stamp my peace and love next. And I know I'm going to put that like right at the top in the middle, right in the top, or in the bottom in the middle. So here's peace. Now I can see through the peace stamp. The peace stamp it's got the big curly Q on the bottom and the top. You might want to, I know you shouldn't rock, but make sure it's got that VERSAMARK on it real good. And put it in the middle and the top and press down. And I'm saying it again, rock it a little bit, because sometimes this particular stamp, you just have to give it a little bit of a rock and hold it down really well. And pull it up. And you might as well do And Love as well. I went ahead and put And Love on the same block. One less thing to do, and make sure it gets all covered with the VERSAMARK. My dogs are really having a good time. I have a little Pomeranian and a Lab Australian Shepherd dog mix, or cattle dog mix, and they like to play. So I'm going to rock it just a little bit. Make sure that VERSAMARK's on there all the way. Pull it up. And I'm going to take the powder again, and I'm going to give it a couple of coats, because this white embossing powder, it's a little finicky. And then do the bottom. Yeah, other embossing powders, it gets on too much. I think like the copper, the gold one, you have to be careful with too. Make sure you, I don't think I did my embossing buddy on this, so that's not good. So I'm gonna have to push off a little. Okay, and get the and again. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on my tool, kind of set things up here, things to the side. I'm just letting it heat a little bit and then watch it turn. There, and look at it, make sure you got it all. And the bottom, look at it, make sure you got it all. That looks good. Turn that off because it's noisy. Okay, so we're good with that. And let's go ahead and stamp our Christmas tree. I got that upside down. So let's get the Christmas tree here. And I'm going to do this the opposite. This is a really, you know, the VERSAMARK pad is so small and this is a bigger stamp. So I'm just going to do it the opposite way. And just get it on there good. And we're going to be done with the VERSAMARK. So I'm going to put the lid on it because you don't want to put stuff in your VERSAMARK. So put that on. Okay. And I've already done my embossing buddy here. And then take the stamp, put it right there in the middle. Give it a good amount of pressure. And then lift it straight up. Okay, great. And then we're going to put on the embossing powder again. And really give it a good coat. That's once. Look at it and see where you kind of missed a little spot. So it looks like I covered it well. Okay, I think that's good enough. Turn on the gun again. Put this to the side. Get my pickup tool and hold it. And watch it turn. Just make sure you got all the little corners and everything and heated. Like pull away and give it a good look. And give it another little, yep, I think that's good. Turn that off. It's loud. Yeah, that looks good. So let's put this to the side. And let's go ahead and tape it up. And we're going to put it right here. And before, you know what, before I do that, let's take a tissue and kind of wipe everything off. All that embossing buddy powder. Wipe it off. And then take our tree and line it up in the middle again. There. Oh, my dogs are playing again. All right, and now the fun part. We're going to put all the little rhinestones on. So let's put one here. Did we do that inside? Yep. And we're going to put one on the other flower here. And then one on this flower. And these are all the red ones. And then I'm going to switch to blue. I'm going to put a blue one at the top. And a blue one in the bottom and the middle. And a green one bottom right. And another green one top left. And my dogs are playing. And a yellow one right here. And the last part we're going to do is the star. And these stars are great. I ordered a bunch of these stars because, I mean, you could use stars on everything. So I put a star in the middle, right there at the top. And that's it. And like I said, there's no die cutting. This is a really fast card. And you can like do an assembly line and it's awesome. So please, if you could, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I make cards 3 times a week. And if you'd like to place an order, my Stampin' Up! Address is on there as well. And that's it. So thank you very much. Bye.